She was a member of the super sexy British fivesome that became a global phenomenon, the Spice Girls.
One minute you were meeting the President Mandela, and the next minute you were off doing a big press conference in Cannes.
As Ginger Spice, she helped create the biggest pop band in history and became a symbol of empowerment for young girls everywhere.
I believed in girl power. I totally believed what I was saying. It was emanating something good and shining and positive to other people.
Then, at the height of the hysteria, Geri Halliwell said goodbye and walked away.
You know, this isn't for me anymore. I thought, I've got to leave now.
When Geri left, you know, we couldn't replace her. You know, there's only one Ginger.
And she did this toast. She went, no more big hair, no more big shoes, no more big
You bitch.
But ditching the Spice Girls in search of solo stardom wasn't going to be easy.
I think she lost a lot of confidence when she left the Spice Girls, and she had to win some confidence back.
What needed to be conquered was the, am I good enough? Can I pull this off?
So you've got to feel the fear and do it anyway, and that's how you overcome it.
What you see ain't what you are getting.
Geri transformed herself from a platform pop icon to a fashionable pop diva with a big heart for good causes.
When I go somewhere or I say something, a bright light's going to come with me and possibly a camera. And I thought, well, I want to do something positive, productive with that.
One moment she's you know, got a heaving cleavage in a very short skirt and a very tight top, and then the next moment she's sort of walking around Africa barefoot, you know, trying to look after the poor.
Take me back to my sweet la vida.
Now, the story of a pop chameleon who traded superstardom for success on her own terms. From topless dancer to the top of the world. The many sides of Geri Halliwell on Behind the Music 2.
It's important to learn to laugh at ourselves. Don't take life too seriously. If you put two and two together, you will see what our friendship is for.
The Geri Halliwell of today is almost unrecognizable from the 21-year-old who catapulted to fame as Ginger Spice in 1995.
So she's sort of this icon, this modern icon, because she's so shocked everyone because she came from like that ditzy girly band thing. And she just totally turned it on her head and became this kind of like, you know, modern woman who's like changing things and doing things for the UN.
You just walk in, I make you smile. It's cool, but you don't even know me.
Geri started out as just another street-savvy teen with dreams of becoming a superstar.
She was very hungry for fame when she was younger.
Geri was quite focused. She knew what she wanted, she knew where she wanted to go.
There's something in you. It's almost like you've got to have enough pain and enough love, enough insecurity, but enough confidence. It's that mix that makes you go out there and seek it.
Ultimately, Geri reinvented herself as Ginger Spice, the girl power dynamo of the biggest pop phenomenon of the 90s. But then, with the Spice Girls at their most dizzying heights, Geri walked away.
And the next thing I see in the newspapers, you know, Geri leaves, blah, 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 all this stuff. And so I thought, oh.
You know, I lived and breathed every moment of being in the Spice Girls. I really did. And so then suddenly, you know, I was out on my own and I had to rebuild my life.
Geri Halliwell's story begins in the English hamlet of Watford, England, where in 1972, she was born the youngest of 3 children.
My family were very, very poor, and I really felt it. But the funny thing was that I decided I wanted to go to this kind of an all-girls posh school up the road. I was 11 and I thought, I want, you know, to get out of my surroundings and, you know, and get better.
Geri's English father was disabled and unable to work. Her Spanish mother supplemented the family's government aid by working as a maid. When Geri was just 9, her parents divorced. Tough times helped to make her a dreamer.
So I used to like tell awful lies to my friends to try and make myself feel more interesting. Like I used to say I was born on a plane. I'd say I had sheep in my back garden, but really the reality was the wallpaper was falling down and we had no money. But in a way that made me go towards television and movies and music because it was my escapism. That's what made me today, I think.
Growing up, young Geri always had a kindred spirit in her father. Although he couldn't provide for his family financially, he did manage to fan the fires of her showbiz dreams.
Yeah, my father took me to a talent agency when I was about 6 years old, and I got home all really excited, and my mother, she says, I don't want you to be the next Judy Garland. You're going to, and end up killing yourself. You're not allowed to do anything till you're 16. So by the time I was 16 years old, I was gagging to get out the door and do something about it. The problem was I didn't know how. The only thing I had was my radio and watching movies, that's it, and my own imagination.
Jerry's burning desire to become famous drove her to drop out of school.
Because I just couldn't wait to get out to that big wide world. I felt that, I was being held back. It was suppressing.
Jerry moved to the Soho district of London, a bohemian enclave that was home to many an artist in the making.
I think when you're a teenager, you're so much more fearless. And from the age of 16, I'd moved every 6 months. I had lived in bed sits and squats. I've been homeless, I've slept. I was like the Artful Dodger. I wanted to make it.
To make ends meet, Jerry worked a series of odd jobs.
I worked in a chip shop, I worked in clothes shops, I worked on a market stall, I had a paper round, I had a bar job, I taught aerobics, I ran a gym, I was a glamour model, as a topless model, just like for bums and tums, nothing too sordid.
Jerry was a good model. I mean, Jerry had a sort of natural ability in front of the camera. It was that strength of personality that came across, I think,
Glamour model means that you're prepared to take your top off and maybe do a nudie shot. They like girls that are they've got shorter bodies, so you've got to be very curvy. You've got to have, you call it an arse, boobs and bottom. And I was trying to get money for a demo, which would cost £300, which was a lot of money for somebody that didn't have any.
As she struggled for recognition, 18-year-old Jerry found herself faced with the biggest scare of her young life.
One day I found a lump in my breast. It was the size of a Smartie. And I knew that I had a history in my family of breast cancer. So I went to the doctor, and he was very swift about it and took it out immediately, like within 2 days. And so I just basically, luckily it was benign, I moved on and didn't really give it much thought.
Jerry had dodged the bullet, but the subject of breast cancer would be the catalyst for major changes later in her career. In 1993, Jerry got her first break as a host on a Turkish game show.
And I had to stand on door number 1 or 2 and go, love that fridge. Love it like you've never loved it before.
The game show provided Jerry with the exposure she desperately needed. And soon, she was providing exposure of another sort.
And I met a girl who told me about how you could earn £200 an hour, if you took your top off.
It turned out that she'd been a dancer in quite a raunchy nightclub in Spain.
And you don't have to be tall, and the money's great and regular, and it's fantastic. So I thought, I'll do that. The thing is, but the novelty wore off very quickly, and I found it a bit demoralising after a while.
Jerry tired of taking it off. Before long, it would be her career that would be taking off.
When my father died, I was absolutely gutted. I was distraught. I just went into spiralling into despair.
When BTM2 continued. For 5 years, Jerry Halliwell worked a wide variety of jobs in London's seedy Soho district in her quest to become a star. But the sudden loss of her father in 1994 threatened to derail her dreams of fame.
When my father died, I was absolutely gutted. I was distraught. I was just got into continual state of depression and over-analysing everything. And I starting just getting anorexia as, just did not want to live in, in the real life. I really didn't. I didn't want to interact with anybody.
For the first time in her life, Jerry lost her boundless drive for success, just at the time when she needed it most.
It took me about 6 months slowly just, coming out of it. I nearly didn't go to the Spice Girls audition. Nearly didn't go, which was quite mad.
After months of mourning, Jerry rose out of her depression and continued her search for the big break. And in 1994, Jerry knocked on the door that would take the ambitious girl from small-town Watford to where she'd always dreamed of being, the world stage.
Basically, they put an advert in the stage newspaper and to manufacture a band.
It's a bit of a funny old story, the beginnings of the Spice Girls, because although there was an audition, it wasn't actually an audition for the Spice Girls, it was an audition for a girl band.
I went to it and there was 12 of us, and we got put into 2 groups, and I knew I was put in the reject group, I could tell.
The producers soon realized that Jerry had talent and picked her first above the rest of the wannabes. And although the group's creators had a vision, they lacked the experience to take the group to the next level. The girls took matters in their own hands.
And then we went on to form the Spice Girls. We started writing our own stuff. Then we went on to get a new manager, and then we signed to Virgin Records.
If you wanna be my lover, you have got to give.
By 1995, the combination of the Spice Girls and new manager Simon Fuller clicked. Within 18 months, the Spice Girls had 6 consecutive #1 singles and went on to sell over 30 million copies of their debut album, Spice. They even made a full-length feature film. Planet Earth had truly become Spice World.
Ooh, I mean, the whole time I've been a Spice Girl, it's been non-stop. You know, we've worked so hard and we've been all over the world about 3 times.
We did things that you wouldn't, some people don't do in a lifetime. You know, meeting Mandela. You know, for goodness sake, this is, one of the biggest icons of our time.
They are all great because they all went out all the time and had a good laugh, and that exuberance went into their stage performances, and they really liked each other and got on and stuck together, and, girl power and stuff.
As the Spice Girls chased fame and fortune, they flew the banner of girl power, a slogan that made them icons of womanhood to a legion of female fans around the globe.
I believed in girl power. I put my hand on my heart, and I totally believed what I was saying, and I do.
It was tough for us because at the time in Britain there was a big boom on boy bands. So that's why we created the girl power movement.
And I really felt like we were on a mission, and this is for girls to join in, and it was honest.
I think it was probably one of Jerry's ideas. She's pretty good with ideas.
But in 1998, at the height of girl power, a power struggle broke out within the band. The girls fired their manager, Simon Fuller, and took the reins to their career.
We decided it was a collective decision to leave Simon. None of us were happy. And, we went on to look after ourselves.
They were a little bit scary to deal with, and they dropped their manager by then, and they were kind of making people sign secrecy things.
But Jerry's interest in the band was waning. She had become increasingly occupied with charity work, specifically breast cancer awareness.
We got some information that she was about to leave the band, and it was front page news for about 4 days. I mean, it's an absolutely huge story here.
And just walk away.
Jerry wanted out, so she made plans to leave the band after a sold-out American tour in September of 1998.
I thought that would be so dignified to end it like that, the end of the American tour. You can't get better than that. You've done it. We've brought it to the max.
But the ongoing business of the Spice Girls kept interfering with Jerry's charity work. It finally made Ginger snap.
And the point came when I was unable to do a breast cancer interview. And I thought, you know what, I've got to do this,
She went to the girls and said, look, I've got a big opportunity to try and do some good and make young people more aware of breast cancer. And the girls said, you can't do the interview. We've got a TV show to do ourselves.
So I thought, this isn't for me anymore. It really isn't. I don't have a right to get on stage if I can't, to speak about such an issue. So I thought, I've got to leave now. This can't wait for 3 months.
Jerry thought, this was a terrible way to be treated, and put her foot down and just decided to walk out because she felt it was compromising her principles.
Jerry decided to leave the band earlier than scheduled, right on the eve of their big American tour.
Well, when Jerry left, it was at a very crucial point of the Spice Girls' career.
It's like when you leave a marriage, you can't say, oh, we got divorced because of just one particular reason.
And the next thing I see in the newspapers, Jerry leaves, blah, 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 all this stuff. And so I thought, oh.
The band may have been upset over her hasty exit, but Jerry had focused her girl power on a more important mission,
The defining moment of why I left when I did was because obviously I had that breast cancer scare when I was 18. I was currently reading about a lady who had suffered with breast cancer, got misdiagnosed, and she died. If one person, you know, saw me interviewed about breast cancer awareness, then that's possible one person's life saved.
When Geri left, you know, we couldn't replace her. You know, there's only one Ginger.
Credit to the other girls, they wanted to continue, and they have.
You know, we had to be very professional, we had to get the show together, we had to re-choreograph, re-vocal. Basically, we've just got on without her.
And so then suddenly, you know, I was out on my own and I had to rebuild my life.
Coming up, Geri faces down her fears and goes it alone.
I think, you know, pursuing the solo career really tested. It kind of made me fight fear because I was really afraid.
She's laughing now. She's had 3 #1 singles in the UK, which a lot of people would never have dreamed of.
When BTM2 continues. In May of 1998, at the height of the Spice Girls' domination of the charts, Geri Halliwell put girl power to the ultimate test. She quit the band to pursue a new role as a spokeswoman for breast cancer awareness in the UK.
And she did this toast. She went, no more big hair, no more big shoes, no more big... And I thought that was great, because that was like goodbye to Ginger and on to the next thing.
Change, it kind of challenges who you are, whether you can deal with it. It tests, you know, how confident you feel about yourself.
I think she lost a lot of confidence when she left the Spice Girls, and she had to win some confidence back. I think that was the single biggest hurdle.
As Geri's confidence grew, so did her reputation as a celebrity with a social conscience. In the fall of '98, the United Nations asked her to become a Goodwill Ambassador for reproductive awareness and population concern.
And I was like completely astounded because I never get picked for anything. I'm one of those people in the back of the class going, me, please pick me, please. And for one time in my life, somebody goes, here.
I guess the thing is that people listen to her. It's not just because she's Geri Halliwell and an international star. It's because of this quality that she has of openness, directness. She's a big personality.
And it was just what I needed, and it's a lifelong project. It's basically bringing awareness that everybody around the world does not have the same rights.
She's going to be a real asset to us and a real benefit, I think, to the people to whom she talks. You know, when she talks, people listen.
Geri's long road from Spice Girl to Advice Girl was truly an amazing journey, one captured in the BBC documentary, Geri.
Today is Thursday the 28th of May. I'm in Paris and yesterday I left the Spice Girls.
So I went out to meet her in Paris and I literally picked up the camera and she didn't stop talking for about 5 hours. It was just solid, solid, solid.
And the irony of it all is that I would say I was the biggest wannabe. I was the biggest wannabe out of everybody.
She was planning things, world-changing events that she was going to stage, books she was going to write, films she was going to make.
So I'm putting together this fabulous book, and it deals with self-esteem, self-worth, relationships, energy, mind, body and soul.
I remember thinking this is just complete pie in the sky, and you know she's actually done most of it, which is amazing.
Hey, so!
In September of '98, Geri auctioned off her Ginger Spice wardrobe and raised over $150,000 for the Sargent Cancer Care Centre for Children in London. A month later, she signed a record deal with EMI.
You know, it's really hard work, particularly when you're on your own. You know, the pressure of being a solo artist when you don't have the security of a team of people around you to bounce things off all the time. And it can be, a lonely place.
For me to go into a studio, by myself was kind of very, very daunting to begin with.
Geri being the first to admit that in the period leading up to making this solo album, self-doubt was an issue. And then once the success came, confidence came. And then once it started to work.
Geri's success with the Spice Girls carried over into her solo career. Released in June of '99, her solo debut, Schizophonic, proved to have a power all its own.
Well, we've had 3 successive #1 singles in the UK.
Geri's had more #1s in the UK now than any other female artist.
Look at me. You can take it all because this face is free.
Now, Jerry Halliwell finds herself poised for the new millennium with a successful solo debut, an important role with the UN, and a renewed sense of balance in a life that she can finally call her own.
I just want to be a good person. You know, one thing's for sure, I just want to maintain the ability to laugh at myself and enjoy life. It's so short. It really is.
I'm sure she'll carry on and on and on doing what she's doing. And she's great and she's good at it and she gives people pleasure, but I'm not sure how much pleasure she gives herself.
I'd like to have a relationship with somebody, which I haven't got at the moment, but I'm looking. But I'm pretending not to look, but I am really. So send in your photos.
She's like a wee puppy that is always, you know, eager and searching for things and looking and eager to learn.
I've suddenly realised, you know, it's like it was like climbing my mountain, and I've realised that actually this is what I was born to do, is to entertain people. I love it. I really do.
Take me back to
It's all about the music and the look and the image and the budget. Find out how the music video changed the face of rock and roll. Video killed the radio star. The complete history of music video in 4 parts every night this week at 10/9 Central. Only on VH1.
take me back. Find my love, my Dolce Vita. Show me where I need to go. Donde está mi chico latino?
So angelic. Little did we know, these young ladies were plotting something big. Global girl power.
Hi, we're the Spice Girls!
5 teen idols, make that 4, who built an empire with karate kicks and killer abs. But before the Spice Girls started racking up hit songs, legions of fans, and big bank accounts, they were just cute little wannabes. Let's start with the baby of the group. Here's Baby Spice when she really lived up to her name. Little Emma Bunton smiled her way through a kiddie modeling career. She even had her own modeling card, complete with the all-important underarm measurement. Looks like Sporty Spice has some competition. Little Emma could pull off all kinds of looks. Sultry, proper, and charming. Of course, we all know modeling's mostly about looking pretty, and so was this performance in the 1993 British TV show The Bill, Missionary Work.
Afternoon, Mr. Price. You Janice?
What's that about? Ooh, dramatic. The future Baby Spice did get some lines in the 1993 movie To Play the King. We don't like the looks of this scene.
Do you want any business, mate?
Sorry, what?
They grow up so fast, don't they? It's Posh Spice, also known as Victoria Adams. This bathing beauty's having only clean thoughts. As a little Poshmeister, she had all the makings of a Spice Girl. She loved music and always knew how to dress. Hey, that outfit matches the house. Victoria and Little Sis were tight. They did everything together. Driving, jogging, even trips to the zoo. She was a real princess, with a bit of a wild streak. This future fashion plate even wore red to her 1993 high school graduation. Scandalous.
This time, you gotta take it.
Presenting Mel G, the girl known as Scary Spice. We're not sure why they call her that. After all, she seems so warm and fuzzy here. Minnie Mel was the happy-go-lucky type. Most of the time, anyway. As long as she had her music and a little room to dance, Mel was pleased as punch. Of course, she's always been friendly. Alrighty then. Mel was hardly so forward as a little girl. She didn't truly blossom until her modeling phase, when she went with a slinkier hairstyle. Pretty soon, Mel was letting it all hang out in the 1995 British TV show, September Song. That's her right behind the Harvey Keitel look-alike. Of course, her best dancing days were still ahead.
Go away. I'm too nervous.
Meet Mel C, the girl they call Sporty Spice. This jock may get the jitters now, but as a young lass, she was cool as a cucumber. Here she is competing at a 1984 gymnastics meet. Looks like Mel C was already bucking for the title Sporty. The judges must have loved her because she took home plenty of hardware in her gymnastics days. And why not? She was very serious about practice. Hey, this looks familiar. She nailed that landing. When Mel wasn't hurling herself across British lawns, she was just your average kid, lounging in the ball crawl and taking trips with her pals. Bon voyage, guys. She had no worries, except maybe the wind. Hey, somebody get a wet nap. By the time she hit high school, Mel was exploring the serious world of drama. She learned how to play a snooty lady, an inquisitive friend, and one tough mama.
Do you understand? No, I don't understand. I hate you.
Ouch! Mel isn't taking any guff in this 1992 production of Blood Brothers, and she's not done yet. Whoa, those guys just got a face full of girl power.
World. Tonight on USA.
Oh, baby, come on and let me out.
They sold 20,000 tickets in 8 minutes. This little trio may not look it. The British are coming. 5 strapping lads preaching boy power.
They've had the Spice Girls, and now they've got 5, you know what I mean?
Watch England's newest poster boys saddle up and head west. Next. Hey, before they were rock stars, they were working stiffs just like you and me.
I'm taking what they're giving because I'm working for a living.
Can you guess where Mel C of the Spice Girls worked before she got what she really, really wanted? Was it a fish and chip shop, a pub, or a tattoo parlor? The answer when Before They Were Rock Star Teen Idols returns. Got the goods on a rock star's early days? Young photos, home videos? Right to VH1 at Before They Were Rock Stars, 1633 Broadway, 5th floor, New York, New York, 10019. Or log on to VH1.com, AOL keyword VH1.
All summer long, VH1 is going
From coast to coast.
featuring new
Mel C, a.k.a. Sporty Spice. Back in Teen Idol training, she had to get by on a little more than just girl power. Did she work in a fish and chip shop, a pub, or a tattoo parlor?
Pub. Damn. She worked in a tattoo parlor. I would say fish and chips.
Fish and chip shop, really?
In northern England, they have these chippies, and you buy fish and chips and mushy peas and gravy and stuff, and everyone always wants everything.
That's like that British thing to do.
So you're piling it all on, and all your hands get scalded and burnt, and it's horrible. And you go home all greasy, smelling the chips.
Nice.
The manager was really nasty to me. He always used to shout at me for giving too many chips. Stingy get.
Once upon a time, there were 5 girls who went to the top of the charts. Each was assigned a very important Spice Girl identity. But fans grew weary and began begging for new teen idols. There was only one thing left to do: advertise. The producers of the Spice Girls put out the call in the British press. Thousands of hopefuls showed up. When the smoke finally cleared, it came down to 5.
They've had the Spice Girls, and now they've got 5, you know what I mean?
5, the new blokes on the block, have 4 straight hit singles in the UK and a platinum debut album. But these leaders of the British boy toy invasion were brought together by more than just fate.
It was a talent scout up and down the UK, and there was 2 auditions. Second audition, we all met and decided that we wanted to go forward as a group because we all got on. And then we got offered a 6-album deal.
The members of 5 were all chosen for maximum appeal, based on previous Teen Idol research. Take Sean Conlon. You might call him Baby 5. He's the youngest, and he's been a natural performer since day one. Jay Brown scores big points as a sort of sporty 5. This jock at heart always played hard and played to win.
Second verse, girl.
Then there's Abs Breen, the ginger 5 of the group. He's done just about anything to get attention, even masqueraded as the king of pop.
Oh, no, no.
Next up, Scott Robinson, or Scary 5. He may be fearsome now, but he started out pretty tame. Just ask his pals in the Magic Kingdom. This gang doesn't look too tough either.
Shall we close our minds as they did?
It's Scott taking center stage in England's National Youth Music Theatre's 1994 performance of Whistle Down the Wind. Little do these urchins know there's danger in that manger. Just when the party was really getting started.
What are you lot doing in here?
Give me a chance to prove I'm real.
Finally, it's Richie Neville, the posh one of the group. From the beginning, he had the blue blood and the eyes to match. This blonde from across the pond has never been afraid to strike a pose. But he might regret this one. That's Richie being used as a horsey in this 1994 Youth Theater production of Bodywork. Thank goodness he was in for a more dignified role.
5, what you waiting for? If you want to 3, 2, 1, let's do it!
Once these 5 lads came together, all the parts were in place. It was time to create a buzz.
The votes are being counted, and the winner is 5.
The boys won Best New Band at the 1997 British Smash Hits Awards.
On behalf of the band, I'd like to thank everyone that's believed in us and supported us. And without you, none of this would have been possible, so thank you!
Consider the world's teen idol thirst quenched. For now. Making it in the world of teen idols isn't easy. These kids had to stand tall, make themselves heard, and fight for respect.
So please, look into your hearts.
But they always put their best foot forward on that wild ride from the cradle to the stage.
Well, you guys really dig up the
to the show.
I have a good brother, don't I?
Oh. Before we get started.
Before you start, are you going to do it?
Well,
yeah.
Our father's in the audience. Get a shot of our father. You know,
our mother is home with my kids right now. Yeah. She's there, and Daddy came to work with me today.
He's such a ham. He wanted to be on television. Anyway.
He did.
Now, I am warning all of you in advance, okay? This is a fair warning. Fair warning for all of you here and you out there. There is more entertainment jammed into this show.
No, it's this again.
More entertainment than sardines in a can. Whoa! Frat boys in a phone booth. More teeth in an Osmond's mouth.
Father, where did he get that from?
Father gave me the lines. We got Brooke Shields on the show.
Plus, we have Dawson Creek's hottie, Kerr Smith is here.
Kerr Smith coming by. She's going crazy. And to spice things up a little bit, from the most famous girl power group, the Spice Girls, Melanie C., Sporty Spice is going to be here.
We've also got back with this. I mean, he is so amazing.
Love when Howard's here.
Howard Posner, amazing magic.
Great magician.
He is just the best. Also.
And more great projects from Courtney Watkins to spark your kids' activities.
Courtney does all these really creative things with kids. Last time she was here, she wrote me out some recipes, took it home, did it with my kids.
Right.
You're lying.
Kind of let
And the adorable Bruno Campos bring along the entire cast of Jessie for a sneak peek behind the scenes.
This lady's going to be very interesting to talk to. Her name
Kids
is
are excited.
Sporty Spice. But, as Sporty Spice, our next guest is part of one of the most successful female groups of all times, the Spice Girls. They have, listen to this.
This is what's amazing.
They have already sold more than 40 million albums around the world.
Amazing.
40 million albums. And these days, she is out on her own, sizzling up the charts with her solo debut. Watch this. Please welcome Melanie C.
I love it. She says, hello.
Hello.
You know, we're English. That's our
Background.
English Welsh.
Really?
That's right. That's right. So now you're out on your own. Now, that creates a rumor, Melanie. Are the Spice Girls broken up because of this?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No! We're still very much together. We've been working on some new material, got some great new songs, and just before Christmas we've done some shows in the UK, up in Manchester and in London, and there'll be a video out soon with some new tracks on it.
So your solo project, is that just kind of something that you want to do on your own and your own kind of music?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we all want to do as individuals, and two of the girls have had babies. You know, so we're all growing up a bit, and we want to spread our wings and do other things, as well as staying together as a unit.
Is it difficult to spread your wings, Melanie, because you'll always be Sporty Spice, part of the Spice Girls? Is it something that you want to try to get away from? Are you embracing that? What are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. You know, I am Sporty Spice. I'll always be Sporty Spice. You know?
Good for you.
If you let me.
That was so cute. If you'll let me. That's so
Yeah,
sweet.
that's great.
Very
That's
sweet.
great.
But, you know, we love our nicknames. They're fun, and they were given to us because of the way we were. So.
What is your real name?
Melanie. Melanie Chisholm.
Chisholm.
It's a Scottish name, yes.
Chisholm. Now, you have a lot of tattoos.
I do.
You do. I noticed your one on your stomach.
Yeah.
That's very cute. Are you planning on any more?
Well, I've got a new one. Do you know what? It's on my leg, and I think that it might need shaving, so I won't get that out.
You want this?
Oh, let me see
It's on your leg?
Oh, let me see. It's simply like...
Whoa!
Does that have any special meaning behind it, or?
Well, it does. When I was here last year writing the album, and when I completed the album, I felt like it was a new beginning for me, and so I had a phoenix on my back, which is there.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, here,
Can you get a
can you
shot
see
of that
this?
on camera, too?
There you go. So, in Chinese mythology, a phoenix is female energy, which is yin. And to balance it out, the dragon is yang.
Well, and this
nice.
this is the year of the dragon, 2000.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
There you go. Very cool.
You know, back on the...
See, I just, have all this stuff I pull from the air.
back with the Spice Girls, you know, all the touring and the traveling and the craziness that went on with all those tours. What was the craziest thing a fan ever did?
Oh, there are some really quite strange fans. Not that they're strange, but people who you wouldn't expect. There's this guy in Germany, and he follows us everywhere. And he's like the head of some big computer company. And, you know, I'd say he's in his 50s. And it's like some of them we know, you know, on first-name terms. And you'll do the show. And he follows us here. When we were touring America, he was at, I don't know, about 10 or 12 shows. And then he'd go back and do his work. And it's like, just like, you expected, you know, all to be young children, you know, who follow us. But it's right across the board.
He's a CEO of a computer company.
So does he have a favorite, or does he just like all of you?
Oh, I'm his favourite, of course.
Of course. Of course.
No, I think he loves us all, you know.
Yeah.
You recently had a birthday.
Yes, in
No,
January.
we don't have birthdays anymore, do we?
What did you do to celebrate your birthday?
What did I do? Well, I went to Santa Monica, because I love it there. And I just had
3rd
it
Street
around
Promenade?
the shops.
Go to 3rd Street Promenade?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you love about Santa Monica?
Sorry, what was that?
What do you love about Santa Monica?
I don't know, it's got a great energy. I'm a lover of America. LA is probably my favourite place. But down there's a lot of British people down there, I've noticed. And I don't know, it's got a good energy, a good vibe. It's a fun place.
Do you like hanging out with people? Do they recognize you, or?
Some people do.
Yeah.
You're single.
Yes.
You have a dream date. If you could pick anyone, who would you pick?
Do you know?
The guy said, me!
Yeah, any offers? No, there's an actor here who I think is quite cute. Freddie Prinze Jr.
Freddie Prinze Jr. Come on, very nice man.
I know, he's got a very beautiful girlfriend, so...
Do you know him personally?
No, I've never met him.
Yeah. We could probably arrange that one of these days.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is a very nice guy. Well, last night I listened to the album. It is a fantastic album. I love, in particular, I Turn to You, 4th track. Great, great song. And it's out now. Yeah. Melanie C. The album is called, or the CD is called Northern Star. Go get it. It's great. And thank you so much for being with us, Melanie. Good luck with everything. Melanie C. We'll be right back right after this.
Says Hollywood, look who's back. Look who's in cuffs. Look, first up, those gals from Spice World, minus Ginger, are back. And they're not only singing, they're talking about everything. Depression, babies, ginger, the British tabloids, gaining weight and losing weight. In fact, we are Spice World tomorrow. No, we're not. Then, Martin Sheen lives in a couple of worlds, one as President of the United States, another as an activist. I spend the day with both Martins, and we talk about having it all from prez to protest. Only we had the credentials to get into this West Wing, and we do.
If rubies are the symbol of love and passion, then this year's fantasy bra from Victoria's Secret is the ultimate token of affection.
Thanks, Valerie. Attention, my high school counselor. Yes, this is actually my job, and so it is tomorrow. We report on the $15 million bra. It's those Victoria's Secrets girls who once had a $1 million bra, then 3, then 5, Heidi's $10 million. Now Giselle's $15 million bra. This is not your $29.95 situation. So, there you have it. Comes with a $100 million bed. Do that to a president, you're dead. Spice Girls, straight ahead. Until next time, thanks for watching. Spice Girls and a $15 million bra, debate that. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
Night star mislead America in this now infamous episode. We asked David's real surgeon for the answer.
Then I'm Sean Robinson with the special story of Matt, Ben, Charlize, and the mystery letter. You didn't peek at the letter.
Plus, depression and reports of eating disorders.
I do get attacked quite a bit in the media.
Forget poisonous rumors. We have the hard truth in tonight's Spice Girl Tell-All. Your first look at tonight's Friends, ER, and a comeback.
I suppose there is a bit of pressure.
We take a hard look at their future and bring you the broadcast premiere of their new video. You're the head, bear all.
I get really angry about it.
They've stood silent as damaging allegations of depression and eating disorders spread. Now, the truth in their comeback interview, plus what Posh told us about Britney Spears. And tonight, we've got the broadcast premiere of their new video, Holler. And in our inside story, the girls take on the tabloids head on.
I think it's hideous. I think it's absolutely terrible because at the end of the day, we have children that look up to us and they're reading in the paper and they're thinking, well, you know, and I get I'm too big, she gets she's too. At the end of the day, these kids are going to look and think, oh, what am I supposed to be like?
It is an issue that weighs heavily on the Spice Girls. Tabloid reports that claim Posh Spice, a.k.a. Victoria Adams Beckham, has an eating disorder.
And it's unfair when people criticise you for that and look for bad pictures of you. You can get a bad picture of anybody.
And that's not the only rumor Posh and Baby Spice, Emma Bunton, want to clear up. They say the recent reports that Sporty Spice, Melanie Chisholm, is battling depression are greatly exaggerated.
Melanie is probably the happiest and the healthiest she's probably ever been. But she copes with it well, and as for depression, everybody gets depressed every now and then. You know, everybody does.
With their constant presence in the tabloids, it's hard to believe it's been nearly 3 years since the Spice Girls released an album. But next month, they'll finally unleash Forever, their first CD since 1997's Spice World. They are well aware that the pop world has changed since their last time out and is now dominated by teen queens and boy bands.
Yeah, we're doing pop music, but we're so different from Britney and Christina and NSYNC. You know, we're Spice Girls.
The girls took 14 months to record the new CD, the first without dearly departed Spice Jerry Halliwell. But if what you want, what you really, really want, is a reunion, sorry, the girls haven't spoken to Jerry in years.
We all have something in common still, you know, we're all still great friends in a group, whereas, you know, she's off doing her own thing.
Yeah.
Personally, if I was her, I'd be gutted because it's such a great album, we're getting on so well.
The new Spice Girls CD, Forever, hits stores November 7th.
Oh, good, you're just in time. Help me squeeze, help me squeeze. Who are you?
No, we're the Spice Girls.
No, not spicy, not spicy. Sugar is sweet. Come on, grab some lemons and start squeezing, baby. Start squeezing, baby. Come on, squeeze it, bitch! Squeeze it! Oh, my eyes! Oh! Oh, God!
My name's Emma, and in England they call me Baby Spice.
If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends.
Emma Bunton is Baby Spice, the youngest of 5 singing stars who made all their dreams come true.
People say, well, why are you called Baby? And it's like, I'm the youngest of the group. That's why.
But now Emma Bunton is all grown up and giving new meaning to the name Baby Spice.
It depends how you say it. You can say baby or you can say, hey, baby. See?
Emma Bunton grew up near London, the daughter of a milkman and a mother she still calls her best friend.
My mum gave me girl power, I'm telling you now. My mum gave me girl power.
Just a little girl, big imagination.
Emma began dancing at age 3. As a teenager, she went to theater school, where she befriended classmate Francine Winter.
She loved dance and she loved singing, and we used to do shows, touring theatre with the groups.
I used to copy all my work off Fran and got top marks.
That's very strange because I really should be where you are. If you copied my work, what happened?
In 1994, 18-year-old Emma joined a singing group that already included 4 other members: Victoria Adams, Melanie Brown, Melanie Chisholm, and Jerry Halliwell.
It worked straight away. If you'd seen us on the first day, you would have thought, actually, yeah, that works.
She said, Fran, I've got a song and it's coming out and it's Wannabe and it's going to be a huge hit.
Wannabe went straight to the top of the British pop charts, the first of 4 straight #1 singles for the Spice Girls.
They came from nowhere. You know, one minute Spice Girls had never been heard of and the next they were ruling the world.
As the hits piled up, so did the Spice Girls celebrity.
You know, we didn't pretend to be anything else. We were just ourselves, we were enjoying it. And I think people could identify with that.
They were work friends, they were band members, they were making music.
They definitely became like my sisters that I never had.
If you can work this equation, then I guess I'll have to show you the door.
But on the eve of their first American tour in 1998, Ginger Spice, Jerry Halliwell, abruptly left the band.
We was on a jet coming back from somewhere and we was all laughing about, you know, things that had gone on in the day. And I remember Jerry sitting right opposite. We were laughing, giggling, and then the next day she was gone.
After finishing the tour without Jerry, the Spice Girls put their careers on hold to reclaim their personal lives. But Emma Bunton faced an unsettled future.
I try and be as positive as I can, but obviously I have my days where I'm in bed thinking, what's going to happen to me?
Today, Emma is the guest host of SMTV, the most popular children's show in England.
You know, I've been performing to thousands of people, but it was different for me. And I said to my mum, why am I so nervous? I have to remember all these lines and I never get a look, all that, and it's all too hard. They said to me, you know, this show is for kids, just got to let yourself go. So I just went for it and took the pee out of myself.
Great pop songs there, so get dialing and your choice could be at the end of the show. But our next band are playing tonight at Wembley Stadium and tomorrow night, but they're here for us now, so get ready to rock. It's Bon Jovi!
After living at home with her mom all her life, she recently bought her own place, a penthouse apartment with a view of London.
I come home and I'm with my friends, I'm with my family, and I'm back to Emma again. I tend to wake up very late. Usually I have a friend comes over, one of my friends that come over and hang on my mum.
Emma hasn't left the other Spice Girls behind. Her bandmates are close friends who have all made guest appearances on Emma's TV show.
We enjoy working together. We love it.
Emma's great. You know, she's a pro at doing her presenting. She's brilliant.
We're more than friends now. We are like proper sisters. It's mad.
Emma's definitely the one who puts her arms around everybody and says, is everybody okay?
She's my mate, and she's my babysitter as well now.
We're still friends, so that will never go away. Do you know what I mean? Never. So for us, we'll always be the Spice Girls.
So what you gonna do now that I got you with me?
The Spice Girls are about to release a new album together, but Emma's also making a record of her own.
When I did a solo track, I really missed the girls. I feel so lucky that, you know, we're still doing Spice albums, yet we're still doing solo projects.
I'm now looking at the videos and saying, my God, you're looking hot. You're looking really very hot. You look grown up, you've matured.
And it's funny because I say we grow individually, do our own little things, and then we come back together and we're like kids.
And we know that you could go and find some other. Take or leave it 'cause we've always got each other.
Emma Bunton is all grown up, but Baby Spice says she'll never leave her fans behind.
That is the reason I'm here, because of my fans, and I'll never forget that, because when you see their faces, it's like, it gives me so much excitement that I am putting a smile on their face.
Can you have my hat? Grab it here. Oh, can you have my hat? Can you have my hat? Thank you, keep it. Yeah, keep it. Keep it. So you just have it. Yes, you've got my hat.
She's very rooted. Her feet are firmly on the ground, and this fame and this stardom, it hasn't affected her.
I just hope that I can give back now, you know, to my fans, to my family, to my friends. That's the best part, and I love it. I really do, I love it.
Bye.
See ya.
See ya. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get paid, and all that glitters gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. And all that glitters gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. And all that glitters gold. Only shooting stars break the mold.
I'm Katie Wagner. Today we'll look at some music stars who have definitely had an impact in the U.S., but whose popularity is nothing short of international. First up, it's the material mama, Madonna. Madonna's first single, the title track off her upcoming album Music, was not expected to sell like her past successes. This because of the increasing prominence of musical downloads off the internet. Madonna, however, bucked the system once again, throwing music all over the web for free. The result has been explosive. She just captured the crown in Britain and Australia with music topping the charts. There's no accounting for the power of this true blue eye. Spice Girl Melanie C, aka Sporty Spice, is also hovering near the top of the Brit charts with her solo effort, and she may soon have some familiar company. Baby Spice, Emma Bunton, is currently in the studio polishing off hers, but the big news is from the entire foursome. The girls' third album is due in November, and they've just decided on its all-important title. Their website recently suggested 3 names for the fans to choose from. The options: Third Time Around, Spice 2000, and Forever. Fans overwhelmingly chose Third Time Around. The Spice Girls, however, decided to go with Forever. I guess girl power prevails once again. Look for their first single to be released next month, with the album hitting stores in November. And don't go away, Music News will be right back with Music on TV Today.
He's used to women doing